This right here is not what we just had. This is what we could have as we get into the upcoming weekend. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Thank you for joining me on Snow Bros. This is what Matt and I will be covering as we go throughout the week for you. It is Monday, January 26, 2026. The next winter storm is in sight. It'll be different from the last one. We keep it in perspective on this channel. We're going to give you additional updates on this throughout the week. If you're subscribed, you'll get those updates. So I want to give you a feel of what we're seeing out of this and compare a couple models and what could happen with this next winter storm. It could be impactful. It's looking more and more like it will be. Now, here's a look at Sunday. So we're jumping ahead here. We always want to show you what's next, what you kind of need to prepare for and kind of look out for. This here is Sunday. This is the American model. It would be sitting the center of this just to the south of the Cape and the islands, spitting back some significant snow, not as much as you work away from the coast, right? However, we watch the trends. We don't just look at the models, and actually behind the scenes, we adjust some of the model data. We're not just spitting out data for you on this channel. We're giving you exactly what we think with this. But yesterday, this was more offshore. So the trend again, building back toward the coast. So the trends more and more in favor of a system that could be impactful. And you see here, this is the European model, and this is showing even something more impactful in a little bit earlier, potentially Saturday, already some impacts with that potential of snow. So we'll keep an eye on anywhere from South Carolina north again, all the way up through New England and the Atlantic region of Canada. The European model is also seeing something that will be building off of the coast as we work our way forward. That could eventually be a very impactful system. I'll show you the American model and then I'll show you the European model. Let me show you what could happen here. This is today what we're watching Nova Scotia swinging back toward a Newfoundland. Still some of those showers. This is the system we just had, right? You see, as we work our way into tomorrow, Avalon Peninsula, Newfoundland, not leaving anyone out, watching out for that chance of snow as expected, all on target. Now, working ahead, this here is by the time we get into Saturday. The American model has us developing a little bit slower. Look at some of the snow potential. South Carolina, back through North Carolina, watching Virginia. We know this is going to change, right? Of course it is. This is days and days away, but Matt and I will be giving you those updates. Then as we work our way into Sunday midday, it is showing the system, the center offshore, but a big swath of rain. I'll zoom down in just a moment. Snow, I should say, a big swath of snow. And then you see that spin right in here, rain for some, snow for the Atlantic region of Canada, parts of Sunday into Monday. Could be a very impactful system. Let me zoom down with the American model and then show you the European, which is showing more of a significant snow out of this. Here is Saturday again, midday. This is just a slightly kind of compact look here. So you get back through Maryland, watching over toward Delaware, back through New Jersey, Long Island. If this were to hold, this would be southern New England. Always keeping an eye on Maine, northern versus central, southern sections. Big difference in the climate across Maine. And then you see here Sunday afternoon, that could bring a big snow maybe from New York right through Hartford, back through Providence, Newport, Boston, on the edge of Worcester, watching Falmouth and Bourne. And then still by Sunday night, there you go, central and southern Maine, we could see snow, watching New Hampshire, keeping an eye on New York, upstate, back through Vermont, of course, and then building back toward the Maritimes by the time we get into Monday. But the European model has this even more impactful. So let me show you what it has now. And then as Matt and I put out those updates, and subscribers, you'll get those first, we will show you how this changes. And then we'll lean on one of the models. And then behind the scenes, we'll adjust what we believe the data will be for you to give you the best handle on those snow totals. So this here is the European model. This here would be Saturday, 7 p.m. And look how this is more impactful, right? Even stretching back toward the Panhandle of West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, monitoring that. Should be some big differences either way from western PA back toward eastern sections. Again, as you get back toward Scranton, back toward Philly, Allentown, better chance of seeing the snow. New Jersey, Long Island, New York itself, New York City, watching the boroughs over toward Brooklyn. Everything pointing to the potential of a significant snow, watching Delaware, often left out by a lot of other entities. And then back through the rest of Delmarva, watching that. The Cape, the islands, back through Mass. Here's Maine. You get over toward the Maritimes, watching everyone. Here's New York, covering all of New York, monitoring that. And then this here, as we work our way forward, maybe some snow, just kind of some flurries, Vermont back toward New Hampshire. As we work our way into Saturday night, so this would be very early Sunday, the European model, this deeper blue, this would be a significant snow if, and this is an if, we know that, I trust your judgment. If this were to happen, this could dump a foot of snow potentially. We'll see if that happens. We'll see how that shakes out. Matt and I will be adjusting the snow ratio behind the scenes, watching this nonstop as this kind of evolves. There's the center of it. That's the difference between the European and the American. The European has this closer to the coast, cold air in place, another thing Matt and I will be watching, but a significant snow potential, higher impacts, and then this would be 7 a.m., so this would be Sunday morning, and even some of the snow creeping back toward Nova Scotia, potentially Maine, watching now New Hampshire, Vermont, and then more of New York, but you see the difference in Pennsylvania would be more central and eastern, so watching over toward Lancaster and Harrisburg, keeping an eye on Virginia. We're going to watch the Carolinas. This is way out in time, so again, Carolinas north will be zooming down as need be. Could be that snow significant at times as well. Again, still New Jersey. And then midday on Sunday, it spreads across, big impacts, Maritimes all the way through New England and then down through parts of the mid-Atlantic. The center would be here, just filtering in more and more snow. And you see why that if this were to shake out like this, that could lend itself to a foot of snow. And then on the top side again, Sunday, watching the snow back through parts of Maine, maybe not as much northern sections, and then over toward Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, watching Prince Edward Island. So if this European model or anything kind of close to it does shake out, this could be a high impact event. Virginia, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, right through New England once again. So this is the system we'll be watching. This is potentially Sunday morning with a big snow that would be a potential, keeping an eye on elsewhere as well for some kind of clipper systems and shots of snow back toward the Great Lakes and over toward the plains. So a new winter storm system should be forming later this week, drawing in some of the moisture off of the Atlantic in particular. Northeast could have some high impacts back through the mid-Atlantic, and again, even clipping down through parts of the south. That's what we'll be watching. Different scenario than what we saw. We're not seeing this kind of building in that, bringing that moisture from the Pacific like we had with this last one, which gave us that big icing event in some spots. This one is different, more riding up the East Coast, but significant snow totals are a potential. And what we'll be doing again is tracking the position of where this could set up, not just relying on the models. And as we go forward, we're going to start to kind of fine-tune some of the snow totals on a bigger range and then zoom down city by city, keeping everyone covered with the potential of another snow on the way. Thank you for taking the time to subscribe. I hope you're doing well. Stay warm. We'll be going through your comments throughout the day.